Hey guys, Weather Expert here, bringing you guys another awesome video on another tropical update. And this one's on post-tropical storm. Erika is no longer a tropical storm. The circulation has become not well defined. It is the low-level center has dissipated over the Cuban coast, but now a new one has emerged to the north of that, and you can see it's right around there. You can see that little spin vorticity displaced from the convection because there's a trough right here, and right now it's starting to begin to impact the circulation of that. And I think that the window of strengthening is going to be around Sunday night to Monday time frame, Sunday afternoon probably. It's going to strengthen to probably tropical depression and tropical storm. I don't really think it's going to get stronger than that just because of the overall time it has, because it's really only 72. It's moving pretty darn fast if you ask me. Um, and it and about Dominican Republic and Haiti, they got dumped on by tons of rain. I haven't really read on how much rain they got, but really I've been hearing a lot of stuff about Dominica getting 13 inches of rain and causing a bad disaster. This tells you guys that even weak tropical storms can have major impacts and they can do tons of damage even in these areas, because these areas are not well built as much as the USA. Dominican Republic and Haiti been blasted over the years about stuff. So that's really it for post-tropical storm Erika. It's really just the remnants are gonna head up to the Oregon coast, not the Oregon. I'm in Oregon too much. The Florida coastline towards Tallahassee, maybe to the west or east of there. It just depends on where it goes. Drop a lot of rain, maybe 3+ inches of rain. So it'll be welcome if we can get some rain in the southeast. So we are getting some rain in the southern part of Florida, which is pretty good news because this trough is bringing tons of moisture with it, but it's not favoring it for post-tropical storm Erika. So that's it. I'm gonna have on tropical storm Erika. Let's talk about the new system out in the Atlantic. So as soon as as soon as the satellite loads, we're gonna be talking about this and why I think this thing has potential to rapidly strengthen. Alright, so you might be thinking that where is this system? Well, it's over at the west coast of Africa, and usually storms that just come off the coast have to have time to develop, but this one is showing no mercy. When it came off the coast of Africa, it has been here for a long time, and now it's developing, having those warm waters. The Saharan dust you can see is over to the north, but as long as it keeps going a little bit west to west-northwest, it's going to stay out of that, and the shear is really not going to impact it, and there's a chance to rapidly strengthen. And you guys can see that it's not a tropical depression, tropical storm yet, not Fred yet. But it's starting to look better because a big burst of convection is right over the circulation. You guys can see that there's a little bit of southern wind right here that might be going over the top of the convection. So we have to be watching this system, even though most likely it will go out to sea. The Cape. You might think that there's no land masses in the path of this. Well, you see that, guys? Those are the Cape Verde Islands. It's heading generally in that It's heading in that direction. So people there should be preparing for this system for a lot of rain, potential tropical storm. I'm not counting off a hurricane, but I really need to see where this thing goes. If it goes to the west of this, then it has a chance to rapidly strengthen like an Igor did or Julia did. Because I remember Julia going west-northwest over the same path and in 2010, and it just bombed out. So really that's a satellite. Now let's look at the Saharan air layer. Currently, the system is well protected from wind shear and from dry air. Dry air is to the north, and for the past, let's go back 3 hours and let's see what it says. So let's go back, and here it goes. It's going to load the next image. And yeah, it was a little stronger, but now it's a little bit weaker because of the outflow of the system. And when you see these outer bands right here, okay, let me put this in animation. Going back to the animations better. When you see these outer bands like a tropical system, you know how we have those little marks on the tropical systems. That's the direction that usually the winds go, and we are starting to see it. So this system could rapidly strengthen if it acquires all the energy. Now the big question is, where the heck is this system gonna go? So let's first off go over to the H-Wharf. I'm not putting off the 12Z run because I think that thing is absolutely bogus and it's not really strengthening it. But I think this new run is actually strengthening the system pretty well. So here's 6 hours. We have a tropical system. We have a 55 knot. We actually have a strong tropical storm in 6 hours that who knows, that might happen. And we, of course, I don't know why the wind's going down, but it starts going down a little bit as the H-Wharf says. So let's refresh this because there's probably a new hour or a couple more hours that have been added. So let's see, 12 hours. No, it has not been added. So you guys get the general idea that it's going to be heading the west-northwest direction. Probably towards the Cape Verde Islands. So if you live in the Cape Verde Islands off the coast of Africa, you need to pay attention to this system closely, because I remember Julia, and boy, when it got past the Cape Verde Islands, it bombed to a Category 4 hurricane. So I'm going to be watching this system very closely. One last image I want to talk about is the model tracks. Now, I'm not favoring the model tracks quite yet, not because it has not made that northwest shift, I think. It might be, but the models with Danny and Erika lately have been really bad. But this one's a little more organized, so maybe they might be onto something. So if it goes southwest, it has a better chance of strengthening, and most likely will head west. Models really aren't too excited after that. They're really just disintegrating it. But these systems have a mind of their own, and they can actually come back, and they can actually become big storms. So I'd be paying attention to 99L very closely. Really about the Pacific. I don't really cover the Pacific that much, but right now there are 3 hurricanes. I mean, there are 3 major hurricanes out in the Pacific, and that has never happened before since record keeping, and probably for a long, long time. So that is a very rare event. 2015 has been a really awesome year, not for the Atlantic, but for the Pacific, has kept the action. So when I have not been tracking in the Atlantic, I've been tracking in the Pacific. The West Pacific and the East Pacific. El Nino warms the temperatures, the warms those ocean temperatures, enhances thunderstorm activity, requires more spin. Atlantic, it does vice versa. But next year, models are pointing to a more active year in the Atlantic, maybe like a 2010 La Nina year or a weak El Nino, or just a neutral year. Neutral will actually be pretty active, actually. But yeah, guys, that's really going to wrap it up for this weather update. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys are going to subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting daily videos every day. Hopefully I will, unless there's nothing really going on in the tropics that I really won't post. And I'll be posting severe weather, winter weather, all this stuff. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Pay attention to Invest 99L. It may become Tropical Storm Fred. But yeah, guys, see you in the next video. Peace out, y'all.